Christ is the eternal Spirit of the faithful Father to give us faith in an omniscient God, and saved us all from the delusions of human authority by declaring themselves God. God is not a possessor pronoun for first person. It's discussed all through the Bible, especially in Genesis, where it talks about God's not a human being. God's omniscient, omnipotent, and God doesn't take human form. Exodus, shall not render unto God a graven image, so on and so forth, So, because Romans crucified Jesus, we have the Roman Europa, we have the Roman Empire right now. You have a bunch of people getting together and competing over money that gets people raped, murdered, exploited, and killed from disease. Right. The Messiah's been on social media since June 9th, 2009, right outside of Fort Huachuca, the best Wi-Fi in the whole world, where military, quote, intelligence manipulates communication to maintain the Roman Empire, the Roman idolatry, the Roman vote for, and people taking God and turning God into possessor pronoun. The good Lord is me. It says so in the Bible. There's a book called Revelation. It tells about the story of my life. I can't whistle like Marty Robbins. But, Dad was telling me a story about the bar that booked him and it only held 90 people, and it was Marty Robbins. They had people packed in the parking lot and stuff. And I was like, that extortion, exploitation, and anti-Lord's Prayer, Antichrist shit is a bitch, ain't it? You wouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to go on the road to make money to pay your bills. I was depressed watching it. It was lovely to see his relatives, see Spirit of Tommy and his family live through his relatives. That's lovely to see that they're not, crucified off the face of the planet by pervert Romans. And those people from that did the stuff and got the little document written up. It's a really nice document, to honor Tommy Edwards, because his songs, me when I was a kid, when I was a little kid listening to the radio, I'd listen to the old 50 radio shows, and Mom's generation and Dad's generation, the music was so much better. The doo-wop era with the I guess I'll never see the light. I get the blues most every night since I fell for you. I haven't had any slinging lessons, you guys can probably tell. But Lenny Welch, when he sings that song, it's so good I almost cry. Okay. But we need to live the Lord's Prayer first, and then realize, you have these emotions, and, many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game. Do, all in the wonderful game. I'm glad I heard the first version, I was like, that's still pretty good, but when they did the upbeat on the tempo and put the background singers in, it showcased Tommy's voice in an even more spectacular fashion. Showed his range and the way he could express, and with the other background singers, accompanying him, like Jimmy Rogers used to do. Oh, tender love and care makes a life worth living. Tender love and care that's what I'll be giving every day, every night to you. When you're wrong, when you're right, when you're blue. And that dude sang, make me a miracle, my love. I'm only a spark. Make me a fire. I'm only a voice. Make me a choir. I didn't have those songs. Ellis Lasse went and listened to that, man. And, that was the guy. He knew I was listening to his mom had his records. And he loved his songs. I see why. I met a woman from Liberia, child of clay. And who is to blame for this child of clay? Said that the man, had a good heart, and his heart was in the right place. And how many people with good hearts and their hearts in the right place are forced to live the yoke of this tyranny that people call faith in God? But it's not. It's tribalism. It's horrible shit. It's horrible. And I guess a lot of people don't, I guess they don't take the stories in the Bible seriously. I think, unless the corporation that has a big bank that pays out, children's child molestation through crimes of opportunity, through extortion, exploitation, and not living the Lord's Prayer says it's so, it's not so. What? But they're the ones who crucified Jesus. They're the ones who hunted down John and had him in Cave, North Africa, killed John's young wives and little children. Okay? Have you read the Bible? John, the one the Spirit of Jesus in the book of Revelation, the one I talked to in prayer? That's what the whole book of Revelation is about. All right. He wanted to kill Saul of Tarsus on the road to Damascus. He went, he's on his, okay, he's going to Damascus. I know where he's going. Okay. He was in that cave crying because Saul led a goon squad to kill his young wife and little children. You saw that little baby on the Bills game thing. Saul of Tarsus led a goon squad that was trying to kill the seed of Jesus off the earth, because if the real Jesus and the real faith of Jesus came, there'd be no more Roman Republic, no more senates, no more republics, no more writing down on pieces of paper, he signed you, Bill, now you're a law. No more bullshit, no more lie, no more manipulating people with money and lie and spies and spy equipment, threaten to blow them up with nuclear weapons or incarcerate them if they didn't play you make-believe money to live here. No make-believe money to sexually procreate, just understanding natural laws, obeying natural laws, share, care, giving accordance to need, built to last, forgive debt and trespass, love on eternal, faithful peace, life is eternal and grace is infinite. Be grateful for the soul, the essence of infinite glory that provides life to an eternal existence of a life of sacrifice so we can appreciate life and love one another. It's the most beautiful learning and sharing and gratitude opportunity. If you know what life is worth, you'd look for years on earth and now you see the light. We have the opportunity through the life of sacrifice, like Jesus and John and myself talk about in the book of Revelation. We have the opportunity not afforded to other essences of infinite glory in the entire cosmos. Okay? They don't have this on the moon. Jupiter's our offensive line that keeps us safe from interplanet Janet and her comet team, right? And I love Jupiter. And I love Saturn. And I love Uranus. And I love the fact that, I love the fact that God created the universe to have these things in place through all this, quote, chaos, to where we can live within this chaos. And when we do things right, we have protection from the natural laws provided by gravity, photosynthesis, and other gifts of creation to maintain a life of sacrifice, better and longer and more loving. I don't want to live forever. My life would have more meaning. I want to live a long, healthy life. I don't want my job through this apocalypse, which I had already performed by January 22nd, 2013, because of all these apostates and these abominations and these antichrists. Okay. My job, since we have this quantum computing and this AGI to correct quantum computing and robotics, is survive, stop, eliminate abuse, and recover. Okay? And when any apostates and any antichrist, okay, try to kill me or make my job more difficult, you're just setting up the technology to exterminate you and your seed off the face of the planet. What you pray for your brother, you yourself will receive. I want you to live the Lord's Prayer. That's what I want for all of you. I even want for the people that killed my mother with the medical industry for cancer treatment. I want that for the people that killed Cameron with birth defects and heart disease through industrialization. I want that for people that killed Justin this year with his stress and his abuse through industrialization, extortion, exploitation, and mythology, and abuse through mythology. Okay? I want that for everybody. My little nephew, his Justin's son, which, the cause of the toxic environment of his birth defects through a toxic, stressful environment because of industrialization was one of the main things that put so much weight on his shoulders. And Melissa and Killian should no way, shape, or form feel guilty about that, because it wasn't them. It was the apostates and the Antichrist that refused to share and live the Lord's Prayer. You shouldn't worship Jesus for dying, standing up for the truth. You should worship God like Jesus and stand up for the truth with him. For I am the Messiah, and I'm not a liar. Okay. A lot of people, hey man, I'm not required to be what you want or what you like if you're a self-righteous, pompous, arrogant, pretentious liar. Okay? And people think I'm only talking to Jack Mormons and murdering people that call themselves Muslims, that own people as domestic house slaves and in high-rise buildings. They think I'm talking to people. They don't think I'm talking to somebody who goes to the bar and gets pregnant and then drinks their salary away because they feel sorry for themselves. That's self-righteous. That's pompous. That's arrogant. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. There is no fucking God, and you're just fucking idiot. You need to shut the fuck up before I hurt you. Bitch, I would love you to get up and try to hurt me. Then all these fucking assholes in the military would be able to say, gosh damn, that's the first time we've ever seen him raise his hand to stop somebody from abusing children because the guy was stupid enough and drunk enough to swing on him. Nah, someone already did that. Parking lot, Food City, got between me and Natalie. Didn't even faze me. The other little motherfucker stopped cold in his tracks because he knew he was about to get his knee snapped in half. Because I did the whole Moriarty, but it was real. It wasn't an acting job. It wasn't a screenwriter. I set the groceries down, and then I looked at him and I said, okay, it's time you come on me, because he just sucker punched me. I'm going to snap your knee in half. While I'm doing it, I'm going to grab him by his collar, and I'm going to put this right on his cheekbone. All right? And he's going to have a crushed cheekbone, and you're going to have a snap knee. You ain't ever going to bum rush on a dad who's trying to get his girl home safe from perverts in the parking lot in Cochise County that are part of Army Intel. You big, stupid ass. I told you to take that fucking big dick down on St. Augustine Pass that says U.S. Army, and it's a damn missile that mass murders people over money. This is what Moses looked like when he was really pissed at raping, murdering, pillaging Egyptians. He was kind of scary looking. People were scared of him. They made statues of him with horns coming out of his head because they thought he was demonic when he would get so angry because he couldn't stand abuse. He wanted to stop and eliminate all abuse he could that was within any aspect of any of the people that came to him for help and faith and love and understanding. If I give you true faith and true love and understanding, and you deny it for egotistical delusions of your fucked up self-righteousness, boy, you better watch out. I'm gonna fuck you up. In God we trust. No, in faith we trust. You don't trust in God, you have faith in God. Anne Frank had faith in God. Okay? My grandmother had faith in God. She died from a brain tumor. My mom had faith in God. She was killed by her own cancer treatment by the medical industry in Arizona. Okay? Have faith in God. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Trust in God. Trust that God is the essence of life. And when you have faith in God, you won't do things to murder people, to keep the guilty, abusing the innocent. Okay? Because it's wrong to acquit the guilty and deny justice to the innocent. The wealthy are fools who perceive their wealth as a high wall of safety. And the poor plead for mercy, and the rich answer with insults. It's damn disgusting watching you fuckers on TV ask for money instead of stand up and ask for mercy of the Lord's Prayer and recognize Earl as the Messiah. It's damn disgusting. We'll talk tomorrow, all right? Y'all need to grow up. Bobby V. Come back when you grow up, girl. You're still living in a paper doll world. Love it. Growing up ain't easy. Love is twice as tough. Love ain't tough. Being without love because you ain't grown up enough to be mature to accept the Lord's Prayer, it's just stupid. Knock it off. Love you, all right? Peace.